Hey, RetconRaider here, and it's time to play some XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. Now, before we dive in here, I should forewarn you, it's been a while since I last played vanilla XCOM 2. I have been playing the game recently, but every time I play these days, it's usually loaded up with mods, the Long War mod, and a number of convenience and cosmetic mods. So this is going to be the first time in quite a while that I've played the game in anything close to vanilla mode. Now, let's take a quick look at the character pool. I've received about 24 submissions for various viewers who'd like to be in my Let's Play. So go ahead and take a look at the list here. I decided to load everyone into the character pool just to keep things fair. But if you don't see your name here, just let me know in the comments below and I'll make sure to add you as soon as I get the chance. But enough of that, let's dive in. Now, given that I'm out of practice with the game and I haven't really studied the War of the Chosen content and I'm bad at games, I'm going to keep it on veteran mode. I'm also disabling the tutorial and reducing the beginner voiceovers, because that's all unchanged from the basic version of the game. I will paraphrase any important events though. I've also decided that I'm not going to use any of the advanced options, though there is some pretty interesting stuff in there. And I do get the feeling that I'm going to regret deciding not to use the double length of mission timers option. I don't think I'm confident enough to go with Iron Man, but I do promise to live with the consequences of my terrible tactical decisions, so you can be sure that you're going to see at least a few dead XCOM operatives and a few failed missions. And with that out of the way...
Accessing the feed now. We're in. But I don't know for how long. You seeing this? Way too much security, even for Advent.
That's no ordinary gene therapy clinic. They were telling the truth.
Or they're leading us into a trap. A really obvious trap. We'd need an army to march in there right now.
I've got a better idea. Outrider, this is Central. Go.
Now, I will say that I like how they mixed one of the new factions into the default tutorial. I actually thought that was pretty clever, and it gives you a little more connection to the Reapers. Another side note here, I really think that zoom transition close-up on the Advent soldier's crotch may have been a little unnecessary. But I'm not a cinematic director, so what do I know?
Mistakes are bound to happen.
It wasn't our fault. Please.
There's no need for any of this. I will do what you ask of me. I just need additional time. Did you say something? You're one of those? You must understand. I had no choice.
Outrider, report.
So, you do exist. Outrider to Avenger, I have visual...
And there I am, 200 pounds of protoplasm and party hats, all held together by a bulky containment suit.
I'll take your word for it. Cover your tracks and get the hell out of there. They can't know we were here. Yet.
Oh, another quick observation here, but does anyone else find it odd that they went through the trouble of infiltrating the facility, getting to my body, and then didn't rescue me? After that, it defaults back to the cutscenes from the base version of the game. They show some Advent propaganda, they demonize XCOM, and then the speaker shows up and gives a big grandiose speech about unity between man and alien. Now, if we had the tutorial enabled, this is about where it would be inserted. In the wake of the speaker's noble speech about unity, those filthy terrorists from XCOM, led by Bradford of course, blow up a van, then storm an Advent clinic. Oh, sure, they could have probably done this a bit more quietly, considering that the Reapers slipped right in the first time around, but then they wouldn't get to shoot things. So instead, XCOM goes in guns blazing, suffers a few obligatory casualties, smash up a bunch of alien equipment, and haul my body back to the Avenger. Once I'm there, the XCOM crew cheerfully embarks on some exploratory brain surgery, chopping open my noggin and pulling out a fistful of alien technology. That's about the point where I start suffering through some delightfully traumatic flashbacks of the final days of old XCOM, and then mercifully pass out. Later, Bradford wakes me up, jokes about how they cut my skull open, tells me how terrible everything has been going for XCOM, and then dumps the whole thing in my lap. What a guy. Meanwhile, far away from all that narrative drama, another group of XCOM operatives are embarking on a bold mission to blow up a statue as a public challenge to Advent's authority. Why, you ask? Well, because the organization is made up of bloodthirsty maniacs. Sorry, I thought I'd made that clear by now. And there you have it, 30 minutes worth of cutscenes and railroaded tutorial, all paraphrased in about 80 seconds. Now let's go see how our boys are doing with that statue.
It's time the aliens and the rest of the Advent administration learn that we can hit them where it hurts. So we're moving into the city center to strike a high-profile target. Deploy and approach the designated position. Neutralize any hostile contacts and secure the site.
Well, it sounds so reasonable the way he says it. A little choppy there on the tail end of the loading screen.
Menace 1-5. We have a fix on the target. Move to place the X4 charge.
Alright, we're finally in it. Let's see who we are dealing with here. We've got Matt Phoenix Bane, Lyndon Alt-X Coping, Wajtek the Bear Cot, and Karn the Betrayer Gorechild. Well, since we've got Karn on our team, I guess that explains why we're so bloodthirsty. Wow, this terrain is pretty ornate. A lot of elevations, a lot of fancy ponds and bushes. I like it. It's a shame we're blowing it all up. Now, I think our best approach is to follow this edge along the upper raised platform. In fact, if we can get up on a building, that's probably our best bet. Let's just bring everyone around the right side here. Keep them under cover just in case someone wanders by.
Running. Running. Got it covered.
Alright, so far so good. Now, there's no point in going up this building, so let's move a little further down. We're not on a timer, so we don't have to rush.
Good copy. Moving on target.
But at the same time, I don't want to keep you waiting too long, so... It looks pretty clear. Let's just keep moving people up, then we'll end the turn with an Overwatch party.
Heading out. Heading to that location. Confirmed. Moving to Overwatch. Roger, I've got my eyes on. Got it covered. I don't think we're alone out here.
Really, Karn? There we go. Okay, we've got a batch of 3 Advent soldiers just outside of our line of sight.
The Advent forces we've dealt with. They're disciplined and well-equipped, but their obedience makes them predictable.
I think this building here will do nicely. Let's just pause here right at the edge of the roof to make sure that we're not walking right into another group of soldiers. Okay, it looks pretty clear. Let's go ahead and move Karn up, and hopefully he won't get spotted.
Moving out.
Okay, so far so good. That means everyone else can go ahead and move up now. They just need to hug cover once they're on the roof.
Time to motor. Location confirmed.
Alright, now Karn's bloodlust can only be abated for so long. So let's go ahead and set up our ambush here. Those guys are so tightly clustered, I think I can actually take them all out with a single grenade. No, he's a bit too far away. Alright, well, let's go ahead and move everyone up to the edge here. We'll set them on Overwatch just in case, and we'll let Karn do the honors.
Moving to Overwatch. Roger.
Alright, Karn. Let's toss in the party favor. And... whoop.
Grenade!
Hold on a sec, I don't think that actually landed on all of them. It didn't. Well, thankfully I had the great foresight to predict that I would make a blunder like this, so let's see if the boys can make up for it. There we go, there's one, and there's two. Excellent. Mistake? What mistake? Clearly this was all planned. Now that's something new, these ability points you gain for getting kills or hits in various ways. I haven't actually had a chance to play the game enough to explore that too much, but I'm looking forward to finding out more about it.
Good copy. Moving on target.
Let's go ahead and start moving our guys up a bit further. There's going to be at least one or two more squads out there somewhere.
Good copy. Moving on target. Overwatch. Got it covered.
Uh-oh. Karn, I think your grenade may have set the building we're standing on ablaze. I did not anticipate this side effect.
Menace 1-5, you're near the target position.
Think everyone needs to abandon this building now. And if they could do it without catching on fire, that would be fantastic. Okay, well, it looks like Altex is out of luck because he's already engulfed in flames, so he'll just own it. He'll dramatically sprint across the street, still ablaze, while the rest of the team stoically take up their defensive positions, guns at the ready, as they pretend that their ally is not burning to death right next to them.
Affirmative, covering now. Come get some.
Oh, wait, okay. I can put out the fire by hunkering down. Let's go ahead and do that. Once again, just as planned. Everything's going swimmingly. Okay, well, we've got a general idea of where at least one more squad is. I think we're all going to move casually towards these park benches. With any luck, if they do spot us, they'll just assume that we're normal park goers.
Orders confirmed. Moving out. On Overwatch.
But let's keep our guns at the ready, just in case.
I'm on the move.
Alright.
Quiet. Do you hear something?
And still nothing. Okay, well, that was a bit anticlimactic, so
Orders confirmed.
yeah, Karn, just waltz on over there and plant the explosives, I guess.
Menace 1-5. X4 module is
Very
armed.
nice.
Neutralize any remaining hostile contacts. Moving to Overwatch. Got it covered. Overwatch.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep holding position. These guys have to come into sight sooner or later. Okay. Fine, we'll move someone up. Altex, why don't you go take a peek? There they are.
The Advent officers seem more capable than the grunts. We're not sure whether to chalk it up to training or stricter mind control.
Now, fortunately, Korn is well placed for exactly this scenario. So he'll just sprint over to this street lamp and gun this first guy down. 82%, that's pretty solid. Excellent, I just got XCOM'd. Well, how about you? You're not going to be able to flank, but hopefully you'll be so close you'll get a solid chance to hit. That's almost a 2 in 3 chance, and I've already moved you, so we're committed. Hey, there we go. Alright, that just leaves 2 on the field. The officer's a potential danger, so I think we're going to try to knock down that little pillar he's hiding behind with a grenade. This will also chip off his health, too. Apparently that stone pillar is quite sturdy. Well, that's fine. Bear's packing a grenade, too. And he does love his artillery.
Moving on target location. Take this!
I hope you don't have any loot. Very nice. Okay, that just leaves 1 Advent trooper standing, and we've got a sturdy park bench between us and them. Haha! The RNG smiles upon us. It looks like we can move into a flanking position here.
Position confirmed.
And Karn, can you make this shot? Very good.
Hostile neutralized. Area is secure. We're not picking up any inbound contacts. Scanners are clear. Status confirmed. Squad is clear. Detonating charges.
Been a good day. Committed a large act of public vandalism, shot up a clinic, murdered a bunch of authority figures, got a couple of our guys unnecessarily killed, and then dumped everything off on a guy who recently had brain surgery. I think things are off to a good start.
I would like to assure the citizens of Advent that our peacekeepers will stop at nothing to prevent further attacks by criminal elements such as the one that occurred today. The Elders have total faith in our ability to overcome any and all threats to our peace.
You tell them, Speaker. I like the little propaganda posters that pop up. It makes us seem 100% less like a terrorist organization.
If every mission goes this smoothly, it's only a matter of time before we regain control of the planet.
Thanks, Tigan.
Operating some of our most advanced equipment.
So, Phoenix is a specialist. That seems pretty fitting. We'll probably med-spec him. He's got gifted combat intelligence, too. That's pretty sweet. Now, Karn. A sniper.
Like it sounds, our sharpshooter.
I was kind of hoping he'd end up with a ranger, but I guess a sniper's okay.
They're also trained in pistol.
Honestly, I'm probably going to go pistol heavy with him. Now, Altex. Ah, there's that ranger promotion. I actually would have preferred it the other way around with Altex as the sharpshooter and Korn as the ranger, but you know what, this is fine too. He does look pretty swanky with that blade. And the bear. Quite suitably, the artillery bear is our grenadier.
Delivery whenever and wherever we need it.
All in all, an almost perfect class distribution. The bear and Phoenix both got suitable classes, just a shame that I got these two backwards. Oh well. Oh hey, we got some loot too. A hair trigger, a stock, and a fistful of corpses, of course. Oh, and it looks like it's time to go and properly meet Tigan. Now, this is another cutscene that's unchanged from the base game, and he goes on for about 2 minutes, so let's paraphrase it instead. This is Tigan. He used to work for Advent. He doesn't miss his old job, but he does miss those tasty Advent burgers. He pulled this alien car key out of my brain and wants to figure out what it does, but first he needs me to get him some more researchers. He recommends that I start a simpler project in the meantime, and I want to use weapon mods. So I picked the Modular Weapons Project. Done. Moving on. Next, we get to meet Lily Shen, our ship's engineer. She has a questionable relationship with her flying robot dog, and she introduces herself by announcing that her father is dead. I want to be sympathetic, but since I was kidnapped by aliens just a couple of months into the original invasion, I didn't actually know him very well. I also spent the last 20 years in a tube full of goo, so I might be a little emotionally detached. She's a bit sappy, but she's polite and she doesn't seem to think it's strange that I never actually respond to what anyone says to me, so I think she's my favorite so far. I want her to feel useful, so I went ahead and asked her to make us a med kit so we can avoid losing more men next time we decide to shoot up a clinic. And, once again, moving on. Next stop is the barracks, so we can finally get a good look at which of you will be joining me in my crusade against Advent. We already know Karn, of course. Then we have Matt Phoenix Bane. Then there's Lyndon Altex Copping. Followed by Wajtek the Bear Cott. Then we've got Raziel Malachi. And Jordan Demon Allen. Sorry, Demon Grenade wouldn't fit. Walter Rorschach Kovacs. Sorry, we don't have any fedoras or trench coats. Kirill Greengard Revan. Roderick Messer Reeves. Couldn't fit Kriegsmesser, hope Messer's okay. Zoltan Major. T. Potato Eldrad. Vlad Kapesh. And Jessica White, who is the random default bonus character for pre-ordering the game. I'll probably be overwriting her with another character from the character pool. And of course it turns out the rest of you are all in my recruit pool. So I'll either start recruiting you as funds allow, or I'll start overwriting you onto other generic troopers that I happen to recruit over time. But don't you worry, one way or another you'll all end up on the team and you'll all have a chance to die due to my inept gameplay. Look, give me a break, I just had brain surgery, okay? Now again, if we had the tutorial enabled, this is where the second tutorial mission would fit into the chronology. The Avenger's a fine ship, but it's also super broken, so Lily Shen asks me to send a batch of our finest expendable soldiers to recover a giant alien battery. Only the battery is about to explode, and it's guarded by a bunch of Advent soldiers. Fantastic. So we do what we do best, and we shoot the place up. Also, Jane Kelly dies, but that's fine. Since she only exists in the tutorial timeline, she's been retconned out of existence in ours. No one will mourn her passing. No one. With the battery received, we plug it into the ship and boom, now we can fly. I join Bradford up on the bridge, he makes a tasteless comment about my nerve center. Yes, I get it, I had brain surgery. And then he gives me another pep talk, telling me about how terrible everything's been going. He also tactfully reminds me that it's not his problem anymore, because now I'm in charge. I mentioned he's a swell guy, right? But more importantly, now we finally got proper access to the geoscape. Since we're in desperate need of, pretty much everything, I make a beeline for the closest point of interest and start scanning. While we're doing that, Tygan finishes up with the Modular Weapons Research Project, so now we can slap weapon mods on our weapons. Next, I toss him a couple of Advent corpses and tell him to start researching alien hybrid materials. After that, we finish scanning that point of interest and discover a smashed-up Advent supply convoy that... Wait, is this where Jane Kelly died? No. She doesn't exist in this timeline. I'm totally not going crazy, I swear. Anyway, we find 64 supplies and go on our way. Then we receive a report of some more activity in East Africa, so we head south to check it out. But as soon as we start scanning, Bradford alerts me to another potential recruit, Dr. Nikhil Gavdi, an engineer. And it would be nice to have an engineer on board to start clearing out all the trash the aliens left behind. Apparently he'll join us if we can recover an item that's fallen into Advent's possession. And, of course, that's where you come in. After giving it some thought, I decide that we need to keep training up our rookies. I slot Phoenix onto the team for remote hacking and medical support, and then round out the squad with Malachi, Rorschach, and Demon, before sending them into action. Good luck!
Local resistance forces in this area managed to seize control of an Advent data vault holding files tied to the alien operation we picked up on. The aliens weren't about to let it go that easy. They overran the site, recapturing the data and killing everyone they found. We're not going to let that stop us. Move to secure the area, neutralize all enemy contacts, and recover the assets.
Alright, here we are, boots on the ground in a bunch of steam tunnels. What could go wrong?
Menace 1-5. We've got a bead on the Advent data vault near your position. Be advised, self-detonating charges are in place at the target. Move to disarm and extract the package before its contents are destroyed.
Oof, that's a pretty tight time limit, 7 turns. And we're pretty far from that package. Alright, I'm going to try to book it. I just don't want to get too careless because there's going to be at least 3, maybe even 4 pods between us and our target. I'll try to move up in increments until I spot an enemy, and I'll run whenever I think I can get away with it. But I can't advance too quickly in here because if I expend all my actions and then trigger an enemy pod, we're going to lose soldiers. And as much as I'd like to joke about it, I don't actually want to get anyone killed.
Move into designated coordinates.
If it comes down to it, I'd rather fail the mission and bail out than start losing men. Okay. Oh, we can actually go up here on that elevated terrain. That should hopefully give us a straight shot. It might be quicker to go through the middle, but that would also likely run us through more enemy groups. As unlikely as it is, it would be nice if we could actually reach the files without running into any enemies.
Solid copy. Go, go, go. Already there.
Okay. Now oh, sounds like there's someone nearby. And there they are. One sectoid and one Advent trooper. And he spotted me. Who? Oh, Demon. Okay. I really didn't expect them to be able to spot me at that angle when I'm on elevation, but
Enemies on the move.
live and learn.
Flanking us.
At least they didn't get a free attack against him. I'll just dispatch these guys real quick. It's a shame we lost concealment already, but it hasn't gotten anyone hurt yet.
There now.
Demon will make up for being spotted by moving into a flanking position. And 4 damage. Crit would have been nicer, but 4 damage is pretty solid. Oh, hey, and he got an ability point. Now, I guess that's not a flanking position. It looks like it would be, but I guess because that's full cover, it doesn't count as flanking. In that case, I don't want to rush him out there. The last thing I need now is to trigger another enemy pod by rounding the corner. Oh, and I didn't even need to. Nicely done, Phoenix. And there's another ability point.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Okay, now Kovacs can hopefully finish this guy off. There we go. And he dropped an item. Very nice. So let's go ahead and grab that. If you don't mind, Raziel.
Moving on target location.
Ah, an Illyrium core, of course.
Got it.
Raziel does love his crystals.
That's affirmative.
Whoops, and we're back. Sorry about that. We had a minor technical difficulty. Okay, so it looks like we've got enemy reinforcements coming in. Fortunately, they're so close that we can easily maneuver our men into position to set up a withering crossfire.
Orders confirmed. Moving out. Moving to Overwatch.
And one thing I am worried about here is that this is slowing us down. We've only got 4 turns left, and it's going to be 3 once we deal with these guys.
Affirmative. Covering now.
We're only halfway to the files we need to pick up. I'm tempted to start moving half the team towards the goal, but I'm worried this wouldn't be enough firepower. What is that? I see a Dragoon.
Team Advent has begun deploying their so-called priests into combat. Their implants provide significant
priest.
enhancements to whatever latent psionic energies they may have once possessed.
I guess that's one of the new enemy types. I've never seen one of those guys. And he didn't seem very impressive.
Good riddance.
Okay, yeah, unfortunately this is definitely going to slow us down. I can't afford to just walk away while there are 2 Dragoons on the field. I absolutely was not expecting to run into Dragoons this early in the game.
That detonator isn't going to wait. Get to the vault and disarm it before we run out of time.
Bradford, back off, please. Okay, well, let's move in and get some flanking shots here.
My ammo's running low.
And we'll bring Demon around. I don't really see any... Oh, actually, I'll put him here.
Heading out.
There we go. That's 1 down.
No longer a threat. Could use some ammo over here.
And I guess Phoenix is going to need to finish off this other guy. It's only a 2 in 3 chance, so I'm going to need to move further back so I can just flank this guy and finish him off reliably.
Moving. Hostile neutralized.
Okay, and now Raziel can move up.
On reserves.
Though I need to be careful not to move him up too far because this is the worst possible time
Orders
to
confirmed. On the move.
trigger another enemy pod.
Moving to Overwatch.
Only 2 turns left. I do not like that. Alright, I'm going to need to start beelining Phoenix over there. That's why I brought him along. With his drone, he can hopefully remote hack the container as soon as it comes into sight. Ah. And there's vindication for my suspicions. If I had moved up too far, I would have triggered this pod and they would have gotten a full turn to shoot at our guys. Might be time to start making use of grenades, since I need to clear these guys out of the way as quickly as possible.
Moving out.
That'll do. Even if it doesn't kill him, it'll clear all his cover.
Take this.
Alright, well, it did both. Now, Raziel... he doesn't exactly have a great chance to hit, but I'm loath to blow through another grenade. I'll just take the shot and... hey, it worked out. Very nice. Alright, let's rush Phoenix across the battlefield. Hopefully we'll be able to get line of sight on the container next turn. And I guess I'll start rushing Rorschach out there too. Though I don't think I can get him close enough to reach it by next turn.
Menace 1-5, you're almost
Okay,
out of
does this
time.
thing blow
The
up when it
detonator's
hits
about to
0
blow.
or after it hits 0? Because I think I might be out of luck. The positioning on that thing is not ideal. I think it's tucked into a corner there, which means I'm not going to be able to get long-range line of sight on it with my specialist. I'm not sure if I can salvage this. You know, when I took out those 2 Dragoons, I should have moved Phoenix up, started sprinting him towards the goal, and had Rorschach fall back to finish off the other Dragoon.
We're close.
Alright, well,
Menace 1-5, this is Avenger.
I just
We have
glimpsed
positive
another
confirmation
enemy
of the
pod
target
right through that
actions.
archway,
Move
so
required.
this is going to get ugly fast. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that that thing doesn't blow up when it hits 0.
Heading there now.
but I'm not going to hold my breath.
Closing on target position now. We're green to go. Locked and loaded.
And there's pod number 4. One sectoid and one Advent trooper. And there goes the target package. That is a failure. Like I said, I'm going to own up to my tactical missteps, so that's staying on our permanent record. We really could have used that engineer, but we're just going to have to live without him. So now, let's focus on just getting our boys out of there alive. Rorschach's going to move up, take cover, and get a flanking shot on this trooper. Nicely done. Take out your rage on that Advent soldier.
Need a resupply.
And can I get an opening on this sectoid somewhere? Seems pretty well tucked in there.
On the move.
I'll just peg him with a grenade from here. Or will I? I'm not sure if it'll reach him. That looks like it might reach him. This is going to take a little finagling. I have to pixel hunt until I find just the right spot. There we go. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, alright. Nicely done, Raziel. Now, there's no way that Demon's going to be able to get up there this turn, so let's move Phoenix instead. Actually, Phoenix can move into a flanking position here. If we're super lucky, we'll be able to dole out a crit and finish this guy off. And there we go. I guess we had to get lucky somewhere.
Status confirmed. All hostiles are down and the area is secure.
Okay, so that's a bummer. It's bad for morale, but we didn't lose anyone, and we still net some basic rewards. We get experience, we get level ups, we get a pile of corpses.
Advent peacekeeping forces will be honored by the speaker this evening. All citizens without a valid work exemption are required to attend.
I like that little propaganda announcement celebrating our loss, though I will point out that all of those victorious Advent soldiers are dead, so let's not go crazy here. Okay, well, at least everyone went up a level. We'll bump Phoenix up, and I think we'll make him a medical specialist. So we'll grab medical protocol. We'll bump Raziel up. Looks like he's a sharpshooter now. And Rorschach is a ranger. That seems oddly fitting. And Demon is another demolitionist. That also seems pretty fitting. And I feel like I'm forgetting something, but let's take a look at the loot. An Illyrium core, a fistful of bodies, including a couple of dragoons and a priest, so not all bad. After collecting our consolation prizes, we're contacted by a bald guy with a great voice. Sorry, Lily, this guy's my new favorite. He tells me how happy he is to see me again, explains that the world's governments have all been compromised by Advent, but that he's been working as a mole for XCOM, and that he's the one who first tipped them off to my location. See, there I am, tube and all. Then things get heavy, as he explains that people are going missing all over the world, and that they're probably being taken to a secret Advent black site. He reiterates that the situation is grim, pulls a Bradford, and plops all that responsibility right in my lap. Then he wishes me luck and tells me he's disappointed in our recent performance. I'm getting some mixed signals here. After that, Bradford helpfully points out what I forgot earlier, which is that Raziel Malachi and Walter Kovacs actually just qualified for a level 1 bond. Never one to stifle a blossoming friendship, I give them my blessings, which unlocks a fancy new perk. Though it's one that's so situational, I'm not sure if I'll ever actually get any use out of it, but it's the thought that counts. Then Bradford lets me know that we have a lead on the Advent Black site, but that in order to find its exact location, we're going to need to set up a proper communications network, so we can coordinate with local resistance groups. It looks like it's time to pay our resident mad scientist another visit. Conveniently, Tygan is just wrapping up his research on hybrid materials, so now we can make nanoscale vests and research plated armor. Even more conveniently, he's so gung-ho about getting started on the Resistance Communication Project that he offers a one-time bonus to our research speed. I commend him for his initiative and tell him to get to work. With nothing else going on, we spent a few days scanning a nearby abandoned colony until Tygan let me know that the project was finished. Fantastic! Now we can build radio comms on the Avenger, and we can start researching how to build regional radio towers. Perhaps sensing my discomfort about our recent discussion, Tygan makes awkward small talk until I get the hint and tell him he can go ahead and research that alien car key he fished out of my brain. He eagerly gets back to work. Then, perhaps wondering why the Avenger has been hovering over an abandoned colony for the better part of a week, we're approached by two new recruits. They claim their names are Eric Thompson and Felix Tellez, but somehow that doesn't sound right to me. I've got this weird feeling that the next time I wake up, they're going to be completely different people. I swear, I'm not crazy. I just need a little sleep is all. It's been a stressful day, what with the tube and the brain surgery and the traumatic flashbacks and the people who keep reminding me that the weight of the world is resting on my shoulders. So, yeah, I'm going to go lie down. This is RetconRaider, signing off. Thanks for listening. Oh, and remember, while I do love playing XCOM 2, War of the Chosen, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website or the fan-run wiki. Links are in the description.